Hi all, welcome to today's session. In this session, we will see how to add multiple users with key pairs and accessing the EC2 mission. So in previous sessions and all, we have seen how to log in to EC2 mission with the default EC2 user, right? So we will give just in the putty EC2 hyphen user, and we will be logging in with our key pair which we have generated. Now, if you want to add a new user to the existing EC2 mission, so you want to add a user like Harish, okay? So if you are adding a new user, how are you going to add a key pair inside a EC2 mission and logging with this new user? That's what we are going to look into this session. So let me spin up an EC2 instance. Configuration settings. Let me select my VPC and I'll launch in subnet one and I'll enable this one. So let me give a private IP of 100. Key pair for new user demo. Select the security group. Launch the EC2 mission. So now here, while launching, I have selected August 1st key pair. So I log into this mission, this EC2 mission. Okay. So after logging into this EC2 mission, I will generate a key pair for new user. I'll create a user with my name. So let me close the existing putty sessions. So let me select a key pair. August 1st is the key pair. And if you go to the sessions, EC2 hyphen user are the right this mission IP. Yeah. So let me change this mission user interface. Okay, better now. Sudo su hyphen. So now here, let us follow the steps like how to add a new user. And for this user, let us create public and private keys. And we log in with that user to this EC2 mission. Currently, we logged in as a EC2 user, right? So you can call who I am. So it is a root user. So now let us add new user. So user add M Harish. So this is the command to add the user, and M means it will create a home folder for you automatically. And you can check whether this user is added or not. So to check that, cat etc password. So in this file, it lists all the users whoever all available. So if you come down, you can see here EC2 user is already available. Now you are adding a new user, Harish, right? So this is your new user. So now once this verified, just go to sudo file, vi sudo. So here you need to make some changes to add this user to have a root access, okay? So here we have the root user. So under this root user, so you add a user Harish. So username is Harish. So this is the user which we added. For this user, we want all the access which is having for the root user. That's what we are mentioning here. Okay. So save this one. So now restart this service. Yes, using this command service sshd restart. Okay. Now the SSHD service is restarted. So whatever the changes you have done for Harish user to reflect the root user access, so it will be there for Harish user as well. Now let us log in into Harish user. Okay, su hyphen Harish. So this is the user which we have created. So in order to log into that user, use this command. Now you can notice that root user has changed to Harish user. Now you are a Harish user. So inside this Harish user, if you want to, what two things you need to do. One is you need to create a public key inside this EC2 mission. So this public key should be inside Harish folder. Okay. And inside this one, you need to create a ssh.ssh. Dot means hidden folder, and SSH folder inside this authorized keys. So this is what AWS will recognize. I mean, the EC2 will recognize. Okay, your public key will be at this particular location. By default, the reference will be .ssh authorized keys. So now let us create .ssh folder and authorized keys file, and create a public key, and we'll paste it here. After pasting this public key, let us try logging into this mission, and we will see how to access this EC2 mission with a Harish username. Okay. Now make the directory .ssh. So once you make the directory here, so you can see the directory using ls-al. So this is the directory. Now this directory has permissions for everyone, right? So only for you need to have the permissions. So basically in Linux, I will simply give overview of how the permissions will be there. I will do a separate video for permissions. So what exactly happens in Linux is so how exactly the permissions are there in Linux is like you have read, write, and x is execute, read permission, write permission, and execute permission. Read as a value of 4, write as a value of 2, and x as a value of 1. Now, if you see here, and also you have a command like, say, for example, you say 600, right? 600 is not some one code, right? It has three parts, 1, 2, and 3. First part would be your owner, who is the owner for this particular file or folder. Then second part would be the owner group. So for it will represent the owner group, the second one, and third one would be all others. Okay, so this is how it will be, and so you have some different things like chmod or change owner, like this we'll discuss in detail in next video. So when you say 600, right, 6 is 4 plus 2 means read and write will be there. So for example, if you say 700, then read, write, and execute. Read, write, and execute. So all the permissions will be there. So if you see here now, for all the groups, for user group it is there, and user it is there. I mean for the owner, and for the owner group it is there, and for all others. So this folder can be viewed by anyone. So, but this is .ssh folder, which is secure cell, which contains the information about your public key. So you only must have permissions and access for this particular folder. So we need, if you want to change like this, so you need to execute the command chmod 600. Okay, I mean you need to execute the authorized keys, right? So I guess you need to give 700 here instead of 600. So now you again try to do list all the folders. Now you, if you can see, right, earlier this SSH folder had access for owner, owner group, and all others. Now if you see here, only for the owner you have access for read, write, and execute. Clear? So this is how you give the permissions in Linux in a nutshell. So if you want a detailed video, I'll upload shortly. You can follow this one on Linux permissions. Now, once you created a SSH file, right? So you need to create authorized keys file inside this SSH. So .ssh authorized keys. So make sure you type the spelling correctly. Okay, if the spell is not corrected, or if you write instead of rs si instead of or, like otherwise instead of z you type s, then this will be not recognized. So make sure either you copy paste from the Google search after typing authorized AWS keys, or you type this correctly. So SSH authorized key, you have created a new file. So now in this file, you need to keep that. So first you need to change the permissions for this file. If you see the permissions for this file, ls-al. So, sorry. So first navigate into SSH folder, ls-al. So now you can see here, read write for the owner, read write for the group, owner group, and read for the other all others, right? Now only you should access for this one. So if you want to only for you to keep read write and remove all others, what exactly you need to do? For read 400, write 200. So total, sorry, 4 and 2, total 6, right? And this one you need to make 0, and this one you need to make 0. So chmod 600, and you need to give the file name authorized keys. Okay, so once your authorized keys is there, now here there are two ways that you can generate your public and private key. So one is in Linux you can use ssh-keygen. So this command by default it will use RSA algorithm, and it will generate you one public key, one private key, and provide you dynamically. Otherwise, the best and simple way to do is, if you have installed PuttyGen in your Windows machine, so open your PuttyGen. So you have a button here to generate. Click this one. So if you see the progress bar, it will be not moving. So if you want to move the progress bar, make sure in this area you move your cursor. So once the private key is generated, right? So the some key is generated. Now it automatically tells here public key for pasting into OpenSSH authorized key. So it is telling directly copy paste this public key inside your OpenSSH. So before that, save your private key. So this private key is used for your accessing through Putty. So now let us save this private key as Harish private key. Go to your desktop and save this as Harish private key, and save your public key as well. I mean, copy paste your public key. Copy this public. I have copied this one, and we need to paste this public key inside this authorized keys, so that whenever you keep this public key inside this EC2 mission authorized keys, when you're using the same private key what we generated now, like Harish.private key, these both will talk to each other, and it will allow the user to gain the access for this EC2 mission. That's what the final agenda which we want to achieve. Okay, so now so write the uh, public into these authorized keys. So let me copy this key again. Cat authorized key I have copied. Press Ctrl D to come out of this. So then you can check whether this has been there or not. So cat authorized keys, and you can see all the keys has been written correctly. So 20, 200, 80, 21. So you can confirm this 20, 200, 80, 21. This is the end of the public key. So now the complete public key is there in authorized keys. Okay. So once this is pasted in authorized key, now you can you have one more final thing to do. So that I will show you. So you have already saved your private key, right? Go to your putty and type EC2 hyphen. Sorry, we need to type user Harish at the rate. Give your EC2 username and go to your authentication key. Now here you select the key which you generated now. This is the key, right? Harish private key is the one which you generated. Use this key now and log into this putty machine. Okay. So if you see here, we have done a successful login. So now you can type all those commands, like for example, sudo yum update. So sudo yum update hyphen y will give. So it is asking for the password, right? So if you want to avoid this password to ask, so what you can do is go back to EC2 machine and exit from the Harish user. You will be under root user. Okay. So now type sudo su hyphen. So you will have root permissions. So go to your sudo file. If you remember, initially we have added Harish user for the root access, but password we have mentioned as all. Let me show you that. So under this one, so all means, so always when you log in or when you do the operation, right, it asks for password. So if you don't want this to happen, so you just copy paste this one, no password all inside this, like this. So no password all, and save this file, :wkit. So just restart your service sshd restart. So now the service has been restarted, and so just type. So now try to do same command, sudo yum update. Yes. So you are able to do all the root access level. Now let us install a software and check whether this user, whether Harish can really install a software with admin rights or not. Let's say sudo yum install Ninjax. Yes. So if you see here, I have installed a software. So let me start this service. Service Ninjax start. Okay, so I need to give sudo here, right? So I have started Ninjax server. Let me check whether really the Ninjax server is up and running or not. Yes. So this is how you can allocate a new, key, the private key, and log into EC2 machine. Let me take this one here. So if you see here, now what we have done, so we have taken, let me take this pen. Yeah. So we have created a private key and we have created a public key. So private key, from where we have created, we created using puttigen and saved this private key into our local laptop here. And we have created this public, copy pasted this public key inside EC2 machine in SSH folder in authorized keys. So because your EC2 will look into that .ssh folder and authorized keys file for this public key only. So once this private key and this public key matches, then the connection between Harish and this EC2 machine will be successful. Otherwise, it will be failed. So that is what we have done in this key pair generation and adding new user for the EC2 machine. If you have any queries, please post your comments and I'll be responding on them. Thanks for joining the session.